Welcome back to another video. So right now we're just working on master bedroom, choosing a paint color. I tried to see if I want to do a very feminine master bedroom, and I ended up sticking with that because I really liked how the gold transitioned. I kept it because I liked how the gold transitioned from the bathroom to the bedroom. So I decided to keep that. I put those nice curtains so they would have some extra privacy. Now it's time to pick up some art. I don't know why I kept looking at these stickers, but I was looking for a bigger piece of art to put on the wall because I felt that window, the space right next to the space right next to the window was just too blank. So I tried to find a nice piece to replace it. That butterfly picture reminds me of Kylie Jenner's baby's room. Oh my god, Stormy, which she had like the butterfly theme, and even Travis Scott's song, The Butterfly Effect. It just that whenever I see that piece of art, I always think of that because it's butterflies. A nice plant. I strongly believe that every room in the house should have a plant, real or fake. Preferably real, but fake works too. I just think it's a nice pop of color. I like those nightstands, but it was kind of hard to find something that I like to put on it as far as lamps go. I found that nice simple one. I was trying to figure out if I like it closer from the bed or further from the bed. These are honestly just decorative in gameplay, and I always do auto lights for my Sims, but I don't know, the aesthetic is really important to me. So trying out some new positions, and I think I went with the closest one to the bed. Trying to figure out if I like the look. I definitely want to put something above the bed. The closet was also a struggle because I needed to make it functional but still give it the look that I wanted. This is a nice custom content vanity that I think just really went with the the style of the room and the style of the walk-in closet. I noticed that in, I think it's Vintage Glamour, there is actually a functional vanity. So I'm considering buying that pack for the vanity and the clothes because I would love to have a functional vanity. Because I like to have girly Sims, and I think the the vanity would be a really nice touch. I also have some bigger closet custom content, but because of the space, I just went for the simple dresser vanity because I just wanted my Sims to have a master bedroom dresser. So I put that in the closet. And I really couldn't figure out what kind of lighting I wanted in here. I really searched high and low for lighting that fit what I wanted and the color scheme and the amount of light. And so I played around with that for a while, and then I try to uh, I bring together the color black in the painting and the the light. So right now I'm working on the layout of the kids wing. So my vision for this part of the house was going to be kind of college style. So there would be a common bathroom and then each little separate room for the children, this is me painting the outside. I mean the foyer, hallway area. I like the white the best, so I end up keeping that. I do notice now that I left that little uncolored blue trim tile, but I fix it later on. There's a lot of space up here that I didn't use, so I was trying to find something to fill it, so I thought maybe a fountain, and I like this fountain, the modern one, but I thought it was a little too modern, and the paneling that I chose for the wall paint, it just didn't look nice with it, so I go look for some art, and and I actually found these really large paintings. There we go. This really large painting came in a few colors, so I picked different colors and just repeated it. On that last one, you can see there's a little overlap, so I move it a little bit over. And even though this is not super in with the theme, I decided to keep them because I wanted a statement piece for a wall, and I didn't really know how to use the excess space in a different way. I'm sure as the challenge goes on, I will end up using this space somehow, maybe bumping up the back of the house and creating more of the second floor. But for right now, this is how I left it. A nice statement piece and some room for the Sims to walk around. There will be a bunch of Sims in this house. I do like that I added that curtain. It gave it the museum effect. Not the curtain, the rope. What I really like to do with my plans is to size them up because then it gives me larger plans and it allows me to maximize what content I do have downloaded. Especially for decorative items, it doesn't really matter how much you size them up as long as they fit within their tile. I'm sure as I actually play through this house, I'll change some things here and there for the challenge, to make it. I always end up redesigning part of the house while I actually use it. Because you realize, oh, you change your mind. Oh, this is what I actually want my sim to do. Oh, this is what the vision is this is the vision that I have for this sim or this sim. And right now I'm doing the dorm style rooms. And these don't have doors, don't end up having doors, but I might change that later on. But I like that each little room within this has its own vibe. So all Sims are different, and I wanted to really have diverse Sims and what they want and what their traits are. So I'd really set up these rooms to have the right contents for each kind of sim that I was thinking about creating or raising, because this is a 100 baby challenge. And I think I tried to pick the bed that was the most neutral but had really good stats. And this bed actually comes in a lot of swatches, so that's what I like about this bed. And that green one is a little different than what the green room is a little bit different than what the other rooms end up coming out to be. But my vision for the sim that's going to inhabit that room is that they're ecologically minded. They might go down the conservationist path. They might have a green thumb. So I wanted that room to fit into what the sim's personality I want to be. Or maybe they'll go into archaeology. I might change that wallpaper now that I'm looking at it as the actually move Sims in, because it might be a little too childish, but the Sims, I'll raise the toddlers in the room downstairs and I'll move the children up here. So the wallpaper might actually work for a bit, and then I'll change it to a different green or maybe a different earthy color to kind of change the room with the Sims as they grow up in them. The pink room I envisioned for a really girly Sim. Maybe she'll go into acting or writing, something very, or even what is the critic, the fashion influencer, that career path, or maybe she'll be a YouTuber in the Sim world. But I really just wanted that pink room to be very girly, so that was the kind of Sim that I also want to race through in this challenge. And then the blue room is, I believe I did it the musical Sim, so an artsy musical Sim. I wasn't completely sold on that wallpaper, But again, well, it's something that's a minor change, but I like it for now. Going back to the pink room to put in some rugs. I realize now that I didn't really put any computers down in the house. I might do that in the common room, to the left of the master bedroom, because I like that the Sims have their own desks if they want to do homework or something like that. But I'm not sure that I'll buy computers for each one of them. It depends how the funds look once we're ready to move into this house for the challenge. And then I'm trying to find pink activities or activities that I think would suit the style of sim that I built this room for. Well, each room for. Just going through books for the ecologically minded sim because I think that they would be really into knowledge. So they have their own bookshelf. And I do really like the tiny bookshelf from Tiny Living because it's a little book clutter bundle of books, but I really like it because it gives you more functionality. And then here I am trying to work out the bathroom layout. I again wanted sort of dorm style bathroom, a common bathroom, and I definitely wanted self-contained little rooms with a toilet and a shower because Sims tend to want their privacy. I bumped out the bathroom because I realized I'd need more space because I wanted at least 2 independent stalls and a nice counter. So that's what I did. So I have 2x2s for private sim needs, and then a public a public sink and vanity area. So the left side is more for the men, and then the boys, and the right side is more for the girls. You'll see how I decorated that way with makeup and a vanity mirror for doing makeup, and I also do some really nice lighting right here. I was trying to figure out how I wanted the style of lighting to be, and I end up keeping something like that. And I think it really goes with the more traditional style of the house while still maintaining some clean modern lines. And then now I'm decorating the common part of the bathroom with toothbrushes. I have a lot of clutter objects, especially custom content clutter objects, and sometimes it does get a little bit overwhelming. Soap is very important. Don't forget to wash your hands. I thought about putting some underwear just to make it funny because teens tend to be messy, but I left that out. I'd rather have a vanity tray like I put right there, and then a nice flower for a decorative element, and then just more clutter objects. There's that mirror I was talking about. And this nice little custom content charging station. I thought about doing a nice artsy wall for the back side of the girls' side. And I played around with a bunch of different items. So I thought about selfies, bathroom selfies. So that's why I played around a lot with that part of the wall. And I put in this wallpaper, which I really liked for this house, and I put in a little ottoman. I don't know if it's functional because I haven't play tested the house yet, but I just like the idea of having a little ottoman so she can sit down, relax, take some selfies, or even stand up on the ottoman and take some selfies that way. I tried to really think about what a teenager in this day and age would want in a bathroom. Well, a girl. Because boys, they just clean and then they leave. I also really like this tiling, especially for this house because it is vintage inspired. And the 2 bathrooms are basically identical as far as I remember. And the toilet paper, this one is actually easier to adjust than the one downstairs. It's the little things. Even remembering to put in toilet paper. Because that, I think, it just adds a bunch of realism to the game. Even though the Sims don't use it. I like the towel racks I put in because they remind me of heated towel racks, and because this is a fancier house, I put them in there. Even though they didn't really match, I think the functionality of towel racks just worked perfectly in this bathroom. And here's the common rec room with a piano, an easel, a chess set, a treadmill, and I took forever trying to figure out what rug to put in here because I didn't like just having that much empty floor space. I cut a bunch of the rugs out, but it took forever. And I'm even not super satisfied with this rug, but I think the art that I put in later ties it together. And here's that art piece I was talking about. Some curtains. So I thought the walls were a little too bare. I like the red because it ties back into the rope that I put in front of those paintings right there. So that's why I put the red in. And here I work on the foyer. I think having a fountain inside your house is such a boss move. That's why I like putting them into this size of house. I also really like putting marble in this house. I love the look of marble, the texture of marble in real life. So I tend to use a lot of marble for my extravagant builds. I wanted to put a little runner in there. So I wanted some contrast between the flooring, and I was also trying to, yeah, I was just trying to break up the flooring, so I put in that runner. Here's the laundry room. I was having trouble finding the actual washing machines. And of course I put 2 stacks of washer and dryers because this is a larger house, this is a larger family. So I wanted to make sure that everyone had their laundry done, so that requires 2 sets of washer and dryers. I really like how the decorative items ended up in the laundry room. Especially the shelving that I just put in. I just think the clutter just looks really nice. I put some towels off to the side and some other objects that I might want to use later. So that happens a lot when I'm building, is that I'll find something and I'll put it in a specific area or just off to the side of the house. And then when I go back, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to put this here and here. So I don't have to look through the entire catalog again for that one specific item. I wanted to stack the towels down there, but it just wouldn't let me. So I just put more towels on top. And then you'll see why I like to pull out objects when I find them in the catalog, because then if I want multiples, I just have to eyedropper them and I just have multiple. A very simple light for the laundry room. And then go back to working on the foyer. I thought it was still a little bit too empty, so I wanted to put a little sitting area and some more art. And this is the style of the actual sculpture is more in line with what I was aiming for with this house, but then was a modern twist, and I also linked the upstairs art with the downstairs art. You can see the color scheme is the same and the order is the same. So that just brought more, it just brought it together So it wasn't just, oh, just a random thing. It was planned. And then I thought about making a little bar area, and I had the space for it, so that's what I did. Usually I would put a seating, kitchen seating in there, in that little space, but because the dining room was so close, that's where I did the majority of the seating. And I'd rather have a little bar in case the adult Sims in case the adult Sims want to work on mixology. And I found another item to put in the bathroom. So I go and put it up there immediately instead of putting it off to the side. That little green smoothie, I thought it was funny just to have a little protein shake. So one of the Sims might be a little workout heavy or something, so I put a little green smoothie. Some more clutter from the debug. I never thought about combining the debug items the way I did on the island. So I really liked how that little kitchen prep area worked out with the fish and the cutting board. I ended up adding a knife. So that was something that I really liked how it turned out in this build. And even the wine glass next to the wine bottle that I think is custom content, but it also might be a debug item. But I know I have custom content wine bottles. But the glass, I believe, was a debug object. Thanks for watching this part. Make sure to tune in for the next one.